Hi, everybody. How are you today? Thanks for everybody that's here and everybody will be watching this later. I wanted to talk about something today that, first off, it's very personal for me, but it's also something really, really significant, especially when it comes to women and feminine energy. And what I want to talk about today is that paradigm shift that can change your entire life. So you're probably wondering, what is that paradigm shift? Well, let me tell you. It's your relationship with yourself. It's how you feel about you. And the thing about that, how you feel about you, is how you represent yourself in this world too. We all have our own energies that we send out. So let me talk a bit about why this is so important to me and why I'm so passionate about this. Is for a long time in my life, I didn't like who I was. And I was really bothered by being home alone with myself. I'm only with me. And it was a long journey for me to really get to a place of thinking that I matter, thinking that I have value, and really honoring myself. So I spent a lot of time working on me. And can I say that I'm done? Oh, not even close. Not even close. But I started doing things, little daily things, just to help me start seeing myself in a different light, to start seeing my good qualities, to start seeing that I have value. Because for so long, I only saw the negative in me. In fact, one point, a friend of mine who's also a coach, she said to me, Lynn, I wish that you could see you the way other people see you. And that's really a significant comment to hear. I mean, to know that I didn't like myself and that I didn't like my place in this world. So I started working on that, and it started shifting. And what was really interesting, and it was actually just kind of mind-blowing to me, I started bringing these little daily practices into my coaching work. Actually having clients start doing the same things that I was doing. And what was totally fascinating about that is the shifts that they were having. And when you can amp up how you feel about you, and you amp up your relationship with yourself, you are sending a completely different vibe out into the world, and the world responds. It changes everything. This idea of developing your relationship with you as a paradigm shift is just, it's miraculous. It changes so much in your life because you're changing who you are, you're changing the energy you're sending out, and you're raising the bar on what you're willing to accept. And let me give you some examples of this, because like I said, I started using daily little habits to help me learn to like myself, to learn to appreciate myself. And when I started bringing, I thought I lost you there for a second. Crap. When I started taking these things, Allison, hey, it's so great to have you here. When I started taking these things that I was using on myself to help me like myself, to help me be happy being me, to not freak out at the idea of being home alone with me. And I started bringing these into the work that I was doing with my clients. They started having these huge, huge up levels in their life. And it took me a second to even figure out why. It's interesting because I saw this in my own life, but to see it happen in other people, it's just mind-blowing that these simple little things can really be, really change people's lives. But let me give you some examples. When my clients started to have these shifts, like one day I had a client on the phone, and we were talking about what's going on for her, and just as almost like an aside, she said, and you know what's really weird, is my boyfriend's treating me better. She didn't make the connection that it was the inner work that she was doing on loving herself and appreciating herself and just valuing herself. And I said, well, you realize what's going on there, right? And she said, no. I said, you are building this relationship with yourself, and as a result, the relationships around you are reacting to that. They're responding to that. because you like you more, you're getting treated better. And she started crying, and I started crying, and I tried not to let her know that I was crying. I try not to let clients know that I'm in tears on the other end, because this is all about them, not about me. And just the idea that these little daily practices can impact somebody that much is just mind-blowing. And some other things too. Another client, as she started to work on herself and these little daily exercises that I was giving her, she realized, and it wasn't even until we were on the phone together, that when we're talking, she realized she's not binge eating at night anymore. And it took her a second before she even realized she wasn't doing that. That behavior just dropped off. Why did that behavior drop off? She was using that food, using that snacking as a way to comfort herself, to fill those voids that were inside of her. She was filling those voids now with self-love and self-appreciation and self-respect. And it changed everything for her. She didn't need this outer source anymore to get that sense of comfort and feeling good. And another client, as she was going through this process and really coming to appreciate how valuable she is and how gifted and talented she is, and keep in mind, other people will see us as this way, but we don't. We don't. We see each other through our own filters of insecurities and self-worth issues, but she ended up getting this amazing opportunity that made more money, that gave her the opportunity to use her gifts and her creativity and her talents. And again, what happened there? She raised her energy, the energy she felt about her, and it was a game changer. And when you amp up how you feel about you, it raises the bar on everything that you are receiving in your life, in your relationships, in money, because there's a definite connection between self-worth and net worth. And if you are working on increasing your income, the best gift that you can give yourself is to increase how you feel about you. When you develop that relationship with you, when you start to really value who you are as a person, that's when you're going to start making more money. Because we will only earn what we feel we are worthy and deserving and good enough to earn. So if you've been struggling to make more money, to amp up your income, what you need to be focusing on is the love and acceptance of yourself. And I have been so blessed to watch so many women change their lives by just working on how they feel about them. It's like a magic that happens. And it's so much fun to watch. It's so much fun to witness. And it's so much fun to help them connect the dots, too. Like when that client didn't realize the reason her boyfriend was treating her better. But I'm telling you, changing your relationship with yourself is a total game changer. And I've been having this thought lately because all the work that I've done on me and this work that I share with my clients, I have never shared in a standalone program before. And I've decided it would be really fun to do that. So I'm putting together a program, and I don't have all the details worked out yet. I have my content worked out because it's stuff that I've been using for years anyway. But I'm still working on a name. I think what I've got for it right now, at least where it stands right now, is the magic of self-love. And that may stay, that may change, I don't know. But it's going to be a 4-part series. Four weekly phone calls, live with me, and I'm going to teach you everything that I did to get to this place where I like myself, where I feel good about being me. And these very same things that created these shifts with clients, the better relationships, the increased income, the not using food as a crutch anymore. But I'm also going to go a little deeper with that. We're going to do some really fun things. I love visualizations. Because visualizations, when they're done right, you are communicating with your subconscious. It's the coolest thing. So we're going to do some visualizations, and one of them is a really powerful one because it has to do with forgiveness. And I don't mean forgiving somebody that slighted you. I mean you forgiving you. When you can extend yourself the same forgiveness that you extend friends and family, it just frees up so much. It's completely transformational. So I'm going to put this program together, and the only thing I really haven't decided yet is when I'm going to do it. I've decided on a price. I'm going to do it for $97. But there'll be 4 weeks of live calls, 4 recordings. We're going to be doing a lot of tapping too. So you get tapping scripts, because the cool thing about tapping is that it builds new neural pathways. Have you heard the phrase neuroplasticity? Tapping is all about that. Imagine the power of rewiring your brain. It's totally cool. So you get the tapping scripts, and you get all documentation. And I just wanted to talk about, why this is so important to me. Obviously because I didn't like me for so long. And I don't know, maybe you've heard that expression that what we're here to learn is what we're here to teach. Well, yeah, that applies here. But also, I saw the question in a Facebook group that I'm in that, if you could do anything in your life, and as far as anything for making, to make money, what would it be? And I'm telling you, it would be this. Doing this work with women to help them love and adore themselves and feel good about who they are so they can truly express themselves in the world and live a fulfilling life. And I guess what really does it for me, when I help a client to really create this paradigm shift in her life, it just makes my heart sing like nothing else I've ever done in this world. And if this is the work that I did until the end of my life, I know I'd be laying on my deathbed knowing I made a difference. And that's what's really important to me. And that's why this work is I'm so passionate about it and so driven to do it. Because it changes everything for a woman. And I've witnessed it myself, and I've witnessed it in clients, that it is the one thing that changes everything across the board. There's nothing else that does that for you. So anyway, getting off on a little rant. So thank you for watching this and for being here. And I don't have a date for this program yet, although I know it's going to be next month. So if this is something that is speaking to you and something that you're interested in, message me, and then you'll be the first to find out exactly when I'm putting this out there. It's going to be so fun, and it's going to be so worth your time, because it's the one thing that changes everything, and you deserve to walk around in this world being proud of who you are and loving yourself completely and fully. So thanks for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Oh, I just knocked my phone over. Thank you for letting me go off on this little tangent. Bye, everybody.